Hello, everybody. I am back. How are you guys doing this afternoon? So, we have a lot of catching up to do with Mr. Trump, our president, Donald J. Trump. He has posted on Instagram, Truth Social. So, let's check it out. We're going to watch it together because I haven't even watched it all. So, I'm going to share screen. There's a few things that I'm going to share before we get started and pull cards on everybody. So, here we go. I think it's this one. Yep, we're going to start with this one. Here we go.
So as you know, late last night we got back from Michigan. We went to Wisconsin and Michigan yesterday. We had tremendous rallies, sold out rallies. They were packed and the enthusiasm's never been better. So that was a great thing. And it was nice to be able to campaign one day without being in this ridiculous show trial, Biden trial, I call it. But it was quite a day yesterday, and many of you were there, and I appreciate your being there. The coverage was very fair. The economy, people are asking me about the economy. It's doing terribly, and interest rates are obviously not going to be able to be reduced prior to the election because inflation is roaring back. Gasoline's way up, other things are way up, and it's roaring back like they are very surprised. I'm not surprised, but they're surprised. I guess they're surprised. That's what they say anyway. So that's on the economy. It looks pretty bleak for interest rates, and I don't think there's any way they can cut them because inflation, remember, is a country buster. When you have inflation, that breaks countries. I mean, literally breaks countries, and we can't take that chance. So we'll see what they do, but it was sort of announced yesterday they can't do much with the interest rates. They'll have to remain very high, and it's very unfortunate. We had low interest rates, they have high interest rates. That's very unfortunate. When you compare my economy to this economy, not even a contest. We had the greatest economy in history, and now we have sort of a lousy economy, but the problem with the economy is the inflation. And anything you made, you more than gave back. We call it a 50% tax. It's a Biden tax. It's called an inflationary tax. And it's about 50%, and that's what it is, whether you like it or not, and it's too bad. We're down at the trial now, getting ready to spend another day in the courthouse, which is bogus trial that every leading authority on law says should never have been brought, that Alvin Bragg didn't want to bring it until the election happened, and then he brought it. You just do know that this case could have been brought 8 years ago. Could have been brought 8 years ago. Instead, they wait and wait and wait. They know it's not a good case, and now it's turned out to be they've lost they have no case. They have no case. But we have a very conflicted judge, unfortunately, and so you never know. But other than that, there's no case, and it should have never been brought. But if it was going to be brought, it should have been brought 8 years ago. You know, we're talking about 2015, 2016. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And they wait till I announce, and then they start their action, and then they wait till prime time, Super Tuesday. It all started Super Tuesday, the biggest day, which we won every single thing. I mean, Super Tuesday was a big day for me, but that's when it all really came into being. And who starts a case right smack in the middle of somebody's elections? It should be illegal because it's election interference. So we're going to go in right now, and I will comment just quickly on the colleges and universities. It's a shame. I'm so proud of the New York's finest. They're great people too. I know so many of them. They're incredible. They did a job at Columbia. And likewise in Los Angeles, they did a really good job at UCLA. It was very much embedded. And just so you understand, this is the radical left. This is a movement from the left, not from the right. The right is not your problem, despite what law enforcement likes to say. The FBI director said that he worries about the right. No, don't worry about the right. The right's fine. Worry about the left, because this is a movement from the left. These are radical left lunatics. And they got to be stopped now, because it's going to go on, and it's going to get worse and worse. And, you know, they take over countries, okay? And we're not letting them take over the USA. We're not letting the radical left morons take over this country. You can't let that happen. And the law enforcement and the people at DOJ, instead of going after Donald Trump, they ought to look at what's happening in their own offices, because you're loaded up with radical left people that want this country to fail. And we're not going to let this country fail. Thank you very much.
So that's awesome. Yeah. this country is going to get back to what it used to be, if not better, much better. So I also want to share something else of his. So let's take a look at the next one. Whoops. Hold on a second. That was the same one. Hold on. All right. So there's another one. I just want to make sure I have it here. So the next one's kind of long. He was speaking of Billy Graham, and it is kind of long. It is on his Instagram. I'm going to start here with the one with James O'Keefe. James O'Keefe did an interview with Trump. So it's like a little clip on Instagram. Here we go. Whoops.
About how the CIA directors withheld information from you.
Well, it's shocking to see how stupid somebody can be. If this guy's for real, you ought to get rid of him. CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. This is not an intelligent guy to be openly talking to a woman that walks up and starts asking him questions and talking that way. So he may be bragging or showing off to some young lady. I have no idea the conditions under which he spoke, but I'd get rid of him real fast. If he's for real, get rid of him.
Mr. President, your reaction to this videotape of the CIA individual talking about how the CIA directors withheld information from you?
So that was a pretty cool reaction from our president. And why not? Let's also watch this. So he did this. This was just posted like an hour ago, all of this stuff. First, let's do his post. And then there's another clip of him that's a few minutes long, but it's great. We'll have to watch it. But here we go. So his Truth Social post, which is funny. So, contrary to the fake news media, I don't fall asleep during the crooked DA's witch hunt, especially not today. I simply close my beautiful blue eyes, sometimes listen intensely, and just take it all in. And then the next post he made, this was only about 46 minutes ago, 55 minutes ago. These are all crooked Joe Biden trials, election, and then that word. Well, he said it. It's interference, and it's true. So there you go, YouTube. So I haven't gotten caught yet this week with playing all these clips, so we'll see how it goes. But it's on Instagram. It's everywhere. It's Truth Social, Facebook. It's everywhere. So it's all good. It's happening. He's coming back sooner. I think that gold tie was definitely a calm. Let's also share this other one. So it's National Prayer Day. And let me, not that one. 1 second. I'm going to play this other one here. Yep. So it's a few minutes. It might be 2-3 minutes, but let's watch it. It's good.
In the spring of 1934, Billy Graham's father allowed a group of Charlotte businessmen to use a portion of the family's dairy farm to gather for a day of prayer. On that day, the men prayed for the city. They prayed that out of Charlotte, the Lord would raise up someone to preach the gospel to the ends of the earth. We are here today, more than 80 years later, because that prayer was truly answered. Billy Graham was 15 years old at the time. Just a few months later, he accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. That choice didn't just change Billy's life, it changed our lives. It changed our country, and it changed, in fact, the entire world. The North Carolina farm boy walked out of those fields into a great and beautiful history. Starting at a small Bible school in Florida, he soon led a nationwide revival. From a large tent in Los Angeles to 100,000 people in a single day at Yankee Stadium, to more than 2 million people at Madison Square Garden, over 16 weeks in 1957. And I remember that because my father said to me, "Come on, son." And by the way, he said, "Come on, Mom, let's go see Billy Graham." at Yankee Stadium, and it was something very special. But Americans came in droves to hear that great young preacher. Fred Trump was a big fan. Fred Trump was my father. In London, Tokyo, Seoul, Bogota, Moscow, New Delhi, Saigon, Johannesburg, and scores of other places all over the world, Reverend Graham shared the power of God's word with more than 200 million people in person and countless others through television and radio, where people loved to watch and listen. In 1978, with the support of the Catholic bishop, who would soon become Pope John Paul II, Reverend Graham went to Poland and spoke of the meaning of the cross to a people suffering under the soulless oppression of communism. Billy Graham carried his message around the world, but his heart, as Franklin will tell you, was always in America. He took his message to the poorest places, to the downtrodden, and to the brokenhearted, to inmates in prison, and to the overlooked and the neglected. He felt a great passion for those that were neglected. Everywhere he went, Reverend Graham delivered the same beautiful message. God loves you. That was his message. God loves you. We can only imagine the number of lives touched by the preaching and the prayers of Billy Graham, the hearts he changed, the sorrows he eased, and the joy he brought to so many. The testimony is endless. Today we give thanks for this extraordinary life. And it's very fitting that we do so right here in the rotunda of the United States Capitol, where the memory of the American people is enshrined. Here in this room, we are reminded that America is a nation sustained by prayer. The painting to my left is of the Pilgrims as they embarked for America, holding fast to the Bible and bowing their heads in prayer. Along these walls, we see the faces of Americans who prayed as they stood on the Lexington Green, who prayed as they headed west, prayed as they headed into battle, and prayed as they marched for justice, and always marched for victory. Around us stand the statues of heroes who led the nation in prayer during the great and difficult times, from Washington to Lincoln to Eisenhower to King. And today, in the center of this great chamber lies legendary Billy Graham, an ambassador for Christ who reminded the world of the power of prayer and the gift of God's grace. Today we honor him as only 3 private citizens before him have been so honored. And like the faithful of Charlotte once did, today we say a prayer for our country, that all across this land, the Lord will raise up men and women like Billy Graham to spread a message of love and hope to every precious child of God. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. What did you guys think of that? I read some of your comments in there. And yes, there has been a lot of readers out there who have read on Billy Graham. I personally have not gotten bad cards on him. Yes, some, many religious figures, I guess we'll say, definitely dirty and bad, such as the Pope and all of that. But hey, Trump, he spoke and that was beautiful. I think everything that he said. So share your thoughts in the chat. And I just want to make it clear, always use your discernment across channels that you listen to. When I'm reading cards, I'm reading what's coming through, what I'm channeling. It's intuitive reading. So it's not just based off the basic definitions of cards. So just keep that in mind, but use your discernment. There are also channels out there that come together and have meetings to keep the same storyline together. So just know that. Just keep your mind open to the conspiracy theories that are conspired to, they keep them all in the same web together. The certain places, I'm not naming names, but certain channels actually have meetings to keep the same story going. So just keep your discernment always at its peak. Use your own intuition. You heard the president there, his father, Fred Trump. Okay. I personally have never gotten, and I've been asked multiple times, probably 100 times by now, about General Flynn. Is he the real father of Trump? No, I've never gotten that. And also somebody else was always asking. I think I saw it in the chat today, and we'll do it again. There's been a few people that people have asked, is that Trump's father, stuff like that. So this show I purposely wanted to do to kind of set the record straight and clearly show you guys what I'm getting in my cards, what I'm channeling. It's intuitive reading, channeling, coming to my higher self. Okay, so I'm not just reading basic definitions of cards and then telling you what it is. It is my own intuitive downloads, my psychic abilities. Okay, so always use your discernment. But number one, we all have the power. We all have that intuition that is very strong. We all have it within us. So we're all entitled to our own opinions as well. But this channel is not a place where I push my opinion. I'm not pushing anything, but I will read what is coming through and tell you. All right, so let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with all this, because I know you guys have a lot of questions in there. So I'm going to scroll back up to a lot of your questions that came in earlier on. So let's go through it. Also, thank you so much to the King of Cups who stopped by, or maybe he's still here. King of Cups, thank you so very much. You're such a sweet soul. You've been with me since the beginning. Thank you for your donation. And also, Cream J, King of Wands, he has claimed his card. So yes, thank you so much for your donation as well. I really appreciate it. It helps support the channel and keeps me going as well here. So thank you all. So yeah, let's get started here. That's funny, Shao. Joe Biden wants to ban conspiracy theory. Well, you know what? We want to ban him. And all his little fake characters too. We want to ban all of them. For sure. But yeah, let's get into it. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm first going to start with a few that I pulled from the comments from this morning's show. So Linda Williams, shout out to you if you're with us or you watch it later. Shout out to you. Thank you. So this is a big one, and I know a lot of you already asked today in this live chat. So is Diana the real mother of Baron Trump? So let's pull up the cards. Here we go. Big question, right? And I'm also going to share screen here with a picture. Why not, right? So we have Diana here. Beautiful Diana. We love her. So we're going to check out, is she the real mother of Baron Trump? Diana, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Let me put the cards back on the big screen. There you go. All right. So we have the Three of Cups. We also have the Tower. We also have the Nine of Swords. So it is a no, because we have the Nine of Swords with the Tower. Now the Three of Cups, I want to see. So there's a lot of love there and happiness in life there. Okay, so we are going to ask the next question, which I know a lot of you have asked. Is Diana still alive? So let me put that back down and add her back to stage. So for the energy, let's ask, is Diana, the Princess Diana, still alive and still with us today? Here we go. Knight of Swords. That is a yes. Hold up. Let me switch the screens. There you go. So we have the Knight of Swords that just came out there. We have the Fool card, so new beginning. So I've pulled on this before, and a lot of you that have followed me for a long time, you've already seen me pull cards on Diana. And it came out again that no, she's not the mother of Baron, but it came out again that yes, she is alive. She has a new beginning, a new life here. And also that Knight of Swords, she's taking action. And I've seen this before too with her. So there's many definitions of that Knight of Swords, but I feel she's really helping with the littles, with the young. Okay, so she's always been a humanitarian and just a sweet soul in itself, an angel, right? So what I'm getting here with the Fool card, because that is a younger energy, and then that Knight of Swords, she's taking action and taking care of the littles. That's what I feel, her purpose, and that's what she's doing behind the scenes. So let's take a look. What else? What other information? Since we're kind of focusing in first on Diana, let's look for more information and just see what about, what exactly is she doing? Yes, I see that the littles, the younger generations here, the ones that were probably hurt and, definitely tortured. That's who she's taking care of. So we're going to look into that. What other information? What other information like to come through about Diana? Here we go. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Six of Wands. All right, so yeah, the Three of Pentacles, and I will go back to that screen. So now I did get the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So what that's showing us, usually the Three of Pentacles is working. So like I saw before, she is working, she's helping, she's building. So she's building foundation, she's caring. So caring for others, this also could mean right here that she's helping strengthen them. So she's healing the young. Six of Wands is a victory, success. So she's happy. I feel like she's going to come back as well. I do. So we can ask that as well. We can ask, is she going to come out publicly? Are we going to see her? Let's take a look. We have the High Priestess, beautiful card, Divine Feminine. It is representing balance, but it's also a huge yes. I feel Diana would be like an Empress or High Priestess energy for sure. Now we have the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. So she is very protected here. King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands is heavy protection for sure. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. She's definitely going to come back into the public eye. I'm going to now ask, is she coming into the public eye after King Charles, publicly is gone and out? I believe he's already taken out, but let's just see. Once that's announced and that's all out of the way, is she coming back publicly? Here we go. Two of Wands. So pay attention. We have the number 2 here, but that would be a yes card. I feel like she's waiting. She's waiting for something else. So yeah, once he's gone, but also there's something else. Wow. Devil card. I think it's possibly the Pope or someone else, but there has to be more cleanup going on for her to come back. She's got a lot going on right now with her priorities and the littles, I think. But yeah, she is coming back, but there is that devilish and dark energy. There's more darkness that needs to be out and gone. It's not safe for her to come back at this time. So yeah, I would say probably within the next 2 years. It did give us that number 2. So who knows? We'll take a look. We'll see. We'll keep our eye on this situation. But that's really exciting for sure. Yep. And I appreciate all your comments in the chat. Loving it. You guys keeping the vibes high in there. All right. So now we're going to move forward. Are there any other questions about Diana before we move on to JFK Jr. Throw them out there. I'll take a look right now and scroll through the chat and see if you guys have any others. For sure. And there was a troll in here. If there is a troll, my moderators, you guys have permission to knock them out. So take care of that. There's only one. But let's see what else is in here. But yeah, okay, this is an interesting one. So yeah, let's ask about if she has more children. Okay, so let's take a look of her own. So we know about what we see with William and Harry and all that. So let's see, does she have other children? Does she have the real William and Harry with her? You know, so here we go. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Lover's card. I believe she definitely had more. The Lover's card coming out second for sure. King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is a very protective energy. It's almost like, I always kind of feel like the King of Pentacles is kind of like the police guy of the tarot. Like he's very protective, very grounded. You know, it's a good card. It's a good one. So Six of Pentacles and the Lovers, the Chariot. So yeah, she definitely has more, but she's heavily protected. Even the Chariot is very authoritative. We have the Hermit card. So yeah, I feel like she probably had two more children after the two that we know about. I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like it's two. Like she has two more. But yeah, Ace of Swords for sure. William and Harry, the ones that we see, they're not the real ones. No way. No way. So let's just pull on that and see if the real William and Harry, are they in protection? Are they with her? So here we go. We have the Page of Wands. It is coming out in reverse. Then we have the Six of Wands. Okay, the Five of Swords. Now what's just coming to me is that one of them actually lives like publicly, but we wouldn't know it. We've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So one of the boys is like in hiding and one actually does publicly go out and stuff like that, not really in hiding. So that's just crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Ten of Pentacles, Two of Wands. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Two of Pentacles. And we also have the Judgment card, an Awakening card here. Wow. Now I have to ask, I feel like it's the real William. Is he coming forward? Let me see. Because we have the Page of Cups there. So I feel like it would be William. Seven of Pentacles. King of Wands. I think once there's another death in the royal family, which we're going to leave and look into the Kate Middleton thing real quick too. Might as well. But I think once there's another death of the royals, then I feel like one of the boys is going to come. I feel like it's going to be revealed that the boys have been in hiding, have been protection. And it's going to be really revealed that the ones that you see are not real, are not the ones. So that's going to be a big shocker to a lot of people that are not awake. So for sure. So yeah, let's take a look. I'm going to collect these cards because I pulled like half a deck right now over here. So let me collect these and then we'll move forward. But Kate Middleton also. So I don't believe she's alive. I remember I did do a show on her not that long ago, maybe a couple months ago, but definitely was taken out. Now let's also take a look into, you know, who did it. That's kind of interesting. Like who took her out, you know, Kate Middleton. Here we go. We have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So Ten of Cups is that beautiful card of family, of love, of having it all, basically, right? Everything that we always want, everything. But family specifically is there. Nine of Cups. So we're trying to find out who did it. And we got the High Priestess with the Nine of Cups. And then the family in reverse. So it is a betrayal from a family member. I feel like with the 9 of Cups guy that it is the husband. So let's see. The fake husband, because it's all fake. Let's see. Yes. Ace of Pentacles. Sacrifice, yes or no? Here we go. Hermit card. Secretly, yes. The Hanged Man. Okay, so when you're asking about something like this, and I probably shouldn't have said that S word out loud, but it is what it is, and that's what I meant. So she was taken out. The fake, yes, thank you, Shao. Fake William. So it did come out that yes, Ace of Pentacles gave us that it was a yes, that it was the fake William. But I do believe that she was taken out part of a deal. She had to be because of like that word I said. I'll say it again, sacrifice. So YouTube, I'm playing with you, but it's true. There you go. So it is a yes. It's hidden knowledge. It's the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man coming out in a question like this, it wasn't a pleasant departure, I guess I could say. It wasn't pleasant. So it was something that one of their gatherings, not cool. So I will light some sage and we're going to move forward. Okay, so we're going to keep the show rolling. So I'm going to remove that off screen, and also let's share screen with the very handsome JFK Jr. So we're going to ask multiple questions about him. But here we go. Share screen. Clean up my cards here. But yeah, get your questions together for JFK Jr. Let's do it. I know you guys have a lot of them for him. So we will do it. All right. Here we go. So number 1, we want to know if he's still alive. That is the burning question. Here we go. And I've already pulled on it, but for those of you that are new, here it's just for you. Here we go. Is he still alive? 2 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. All right. So definitely protected. We got the King of Pentacles energy there. We do have the 2 of Pentacles. And the first thing that came to my mind, which I do believe it to be true, that there are different versions of him. I'm going to turn that down. There's different versions of him, just like we see different characters and different versions of like Trump, right? So let's see, is this true? Are there different versions of him out there publicly right now already? Here we go. Yes or no? The High Priestess. So that would be a yes. So I'm going to look in the chat now and take a few questions from you guys. All right. So Dragonfly 17, the picture, if that's what you were meaning. Yes, it is a real picture. That is really him. Let's see. Cream J, you're funny. You thought that was your picture? Oh my goodness. So let's look in the chat. I'm looking for any JFK Jr. questions. I know one that I'm about to ask right now. Here's a fun one. We could do this one. It's fun. I know that this is something that was circulated out there in the other channels too. So hey, let's ask. Let's see. Is this true, or is this a fabricated story that's being passed around for views? So let's take a look. JFK Jr. and Diana, are they married? Let's see. Yes or no? We have the Hermit card. We're having the King of Cups. And we have the 4 of Cups. So, the Hermit card next to the King of Cups. I feel like it's fabricated, guys. I don't believe that one. Even the 8 of Pentacles is something, it's a work in progress type of card, the basic meaning of it. But it's also a mission and a focusing on something, The Page of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the King of Cups. We're not getting like the 4 Wands, which is the marriage card. We're not getting the Two of Cups, which would be a union of two divine souls coming together to get married. And we're not getting, we only have the King of Cups and the Four of Cups, which aren't the most loving or nurturing. So married, no, I don't think so. No. Now, are they working together? So let's see if they work together. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Seven of Swords, which could be working together because that's like a strategy. It's also shifting and moving things around, or littles around, helping the littles, getting them around where they need to go to safety, rescuing, could be. Let's see what else comes out. 10 of Cups. So now we have the 10 of Cups. So I do believe, yes, they're working together. I'm sure there's love and a bond and a friendship between them, but I don't think that they're married. We did not get the Four of Wands or any of the marriage type cards that you have. But what is here, if you're going to ask about a relationship, that would be unconditional love and good support for sure. But it looks like very focused on a mission there. All right. So good question, though. That's a fun one for sure. I'm going to look at the newer comments and take a look. Take a look on these. Let's see. I'm just looking through the chat. Ooh, this one's juicy. Let's do this one. All right. Thanks for your question, Mama B. Is JFK Jr. still married to the woman who was said to have killed him? Okay, to be killed with him. Okay. Here we go. So that's a yes or a no. I'm going to change up the cards a little bit. Yes or no. I don't remember the name. Darn it. Here we go. But is JFK Jr. still married to the woman who is said to have been killed with him? Yes or no? I don't think so. 10 of Swords. That's usually a betrayal card, but let's carry on and see what else happened. Justice. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. King of Swords, Justice card, 10 of Swords. Something went wrong between them. 10 of Swords is like betrayal. And then you got the Justice card thrown in there. No, I think there was some truth that was discovered about her. So, no, they're not married. Good question, though. Definitely. Here's a question. Is JFK Jr. on any social media? That's a good question for the cards, because I know that there's someone out there. I don't have time to listen to anybody, but I do know from a lot of you that come to me telling me that there's a JFK Jr. out there who speaks and has a channel and does stuff and videos and all that stuff. So let's take a look. Is it true? Is JFK Jr. on any social media? Or is that just another made-up thing? Here we go. Page of Swords. Page of Swords is usually an immature character of the tarot. But let's take a look. It's a yes or no question. So far, it's not really a yes card. So here we go. We have the Queen of Swords. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, again, it's building something up, building up what? A story. Because why? Because people will believe it. It sounds juicy. It's ridiculous. They'll believe it. They'll love it. It'll blow up. It'll blow up the whole channel, whole YouTube, Rumble, wherever. But that's what I'm getting. So no, but I am getting that it is made up. A lot of people believe whatever they hear, and we've seen that over generations, haven't we? That people just believe whatever is said. So unfortunately, it looks like no, and whoever is doing that, it's a clear no. It's something that's built up. It's not him. Darn, that would have been cool. But no. But thank you for your questions. You guys are good. This one for sure, Shal. Let's ask this one. JFK Jr. is going to be vice president with Trump. So beautiful. Let's take a look. That would be just the best for sure. Yes or no? Will JFK Jr. be the vice president with Donald J. Trump? Whoa. Well, when you get a flyer, when you pull cards, you always want to look at it. The one that pops out or flies away. So the Page of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Wow. Okay. Hold on. We have the Sun card. I am getting a yes. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups. So I am getting a yes. I really am getting a yes. So I don't believe that's something that's just conspired. It's something we all want, right? It's something that we desire. So let's see, is this really going to come to fruition? It looks like something's in the works here. There's definitely behind the scenes activity that he works closely with him. Okay, so he's already pretty much working with the good guys with the white hats, of course. So he's already in with them. It's got the Strength card. We got the Six of Pentacles. We have Fear of the Unknown. Let's see, is he going to be publicly the vice president? Or is it just going to be a backstage vice presidency? Let's see, is he going to come out publicly? Here we go. Knight of Swords in reverse. So I don't think publicly as vice president. We have the Empress and we have the Six of Wands in reverse. A victory in reverse. So publicly as that title, it's not giving me a clear yes. It's more of a no, but behind the scenes, helping as if he were. You know, so he has a lot of power, but it looks like he wants to stay behind the scenes and not be the vice president. So that's what I'm getting. So we'll see. We'll just see how it plays out, because it's looking like he already does a lot of the work, like a lot of assistant stuff. So we'll just have to see if it's announced and he takes the reign as the vice president. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. But interesting. Very cool. I feel like he's already out there, and we did see that earlier in the cards. He's already out there. There's different versions of him as well. So probably disguised, of course, when it's truly him. But they're trying to throw off the people. They don't want everyone to know just yet. It's not safe to. So interesting. Great question, though. Very cool. So yeah, any other questions for JFK Jr.? Go ahead and throw them in the chat now. Yeah, Green Girl 17. I don't know if you just came in, but yeah, during that card pull, it was showing us that JFK Jr., he's already working with the good guys. He's already with Trump. You know, they're already doing a lot of stuff, but also with Diana. So they're all together doing a lot of good work for humanity, and saving the littles, I think, is number one. I think that's what they're mostly behind right now. While the other guys are doing the other stuff. So there's a lot of bases to cover, for sure. Let's see. This question, Tina, I've already answered on maybe a couple days ago on the show. But yeah, the USA Capitol building, we asked about a few states, but we actually got Florida for that one. So we asked about Texas and I think other places too. And then Florida, and Florida was the one that it came out to be. But thank you for the reminder. It's a good one. Teresa Gregory, thank you so much for your super sticker. Appreciate that. Very sweet. Yep, definitely does, Amanda. It does look like Florida. Marilyn Monroe, Golden Rose. Let's see. I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Is Marilyn Monroe his real mother? Well, let's just do it for fun. Let's do it. You never know. Let's see what the cards show. Marilyn Monroe, his real mom. Let's see. Wands. Knight of Wands in reverse. Nine of Swords. So, no. And I don't know if you guys remember, but on Beyond Entertainment, I did do a show on Marilyn Monroe. And it did show us that she was no longer with us. And it also I found out that she never was able to have children. That was all true. That was all true. Even though she wanted one, she wasn't able to carry. But yeah, it is a no to that question, but great question. I like the fun ones like that. For sure. I'm going to remove that. All right, guys, I think we're going to move forward here. And we're going to get back to some basic, like, let's go with Trump stuff for now. Well, actually, this one's kind of fun. Before we go forward, let's do this. Was Jackie O aware that JFK Jr. was still alive? So let's take a look. Yeah, did they know? Or did they have to, not know and be in the dark for protection purposes? So let's take a look. Was Jackie O, or was Jackie O aware that JFK Jr. was still alive? Yes or no? Six of Swords in reverse, Five of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. I don't think so. No, because the Six of Swords in reverse, it's a card of movement. It's a card of moving forward, especially if we're talking information, which swords are like words and thoughts, communication. It's air energy, so that would be communication. So no, I do not believe that she knew. I do not. I think for protection, they had to keep it all secrecy. You can't trust anybody to keep their mouth shut. So, no, I don't think they would want to risk that. Yeah, so it doesn't look like a yes in the cards. Clearly, it's a no. Let me show. Oh my gosh, I thought I had them up, but I didn't. But yeah, here's the card. So Six of Swords in reverse, Five of Swords, and then the Knight of Pentacles. So no, I do not. I do not believe so. Let's see. What else do you guys have in the chat? I love it. You guys are awesome. Let's see about this one. Could his cousin Bobby Kennedy Jr. be the public vice president for Trump? All right, let's take a look. That would be something, huh? He seems like a very nice man. So yeah, let's take a look. Here we go. Could cousin Bobby Kennedy Jr. be the public vice president for Trump? Yes or no? 10 of Cups in reverse. We have the Magician. So, and the Star. It is a possibility. Now, with the 10 of Cups coming in reverse, we're trying to look at the future, obviously. But it looks like it's actually being entertained. Like that thought is being entertained. So with the Magician and the Star card, it's possible. It is possible. But I feel like Spirit doesn't want to tell me a direct yes or no at this time. Not with that Magician in the middle. He's a trickster. So I think that it's being entertained, and that's why it's not coming through as a solid yes. If the 10 of Cups was in the upright position, it would be a very strong yes, but it's not looking like a very strong yes at this moment, but it is being entertained, the whole idea. So I'm liking it. It's pretty cool. Interesting. Let's see. Interesting from Shell. Did JFK Sr. really die? Now, I think he'd be like 106 years old if he was still alive. But sure, we can ask it. We can ask the cards and just take a look. For sure. Shout out to my mom. I believe she's in the chat. You guys are seeing Golden Retriever puppies. That is her handle. So thanks for being here, Mom. If you have a question, throw it out there. Don't be shy. You're welcome here. We love you. All right, here we go. So, did he really die? The senior, JFK Jr., senior. Not junior, sorry, senior. JFK, John F. Kennedy Sr. Did he really die? Here we go. 5 of Wands in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. Knight of Cups. One of my favorite cards. And then we've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups in reverse. So now he did really die, but the way that he died wasn't the real story. So so something happened aside from what we were told. I'm going to have to research a lot more about him now. I might have to do a separate show just on him because there's some type of an illusion here. There is an illusion with the Ten of Cups in reverse. Ten of Pentacles being here leads me to believe that it was a family member. Eight of Wands, communication. Knight of Cups. There's someone he trusted to have the Knight of Cups with the Eight of Wands. Someone he communicated with, he was very close to. Seven of Pentacles. So, the way that they said he went down was not how he went down. It looks like a family member had something to do with it. Five of Wands in reverse was our first card. So, we're going to have to do a special thing on him for real. I want to really deep dive senior, JFK senior. So interesting. Maybe we'll do that this weekend. That's interesting because there's all that family energy with the Ten of Cups in reverse for our outcome here. Screaming at us that it's family member. Ten of Pentacles gave me that feeling there. But that Eight of Wands with the Knight of Cups, it's someone he trusted, someone he loved. Knight of Cups is a love. It's a good energy. Seven of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. That's things that so the reasoning behind it, yeah, there's something behind this. It was definitely, of course, it all leads back to money. But I'm going to really do a deep dive on this. We'll do another episode. And yeah, I want more information about all that surrounding him for sure. That's a great question. Let's just do it. Mama B. Was Jackie involved in Senior's death? Let's take a look. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. We're getting a lot of nines. And then the Fool card. That would be a yes. Let me pull some more. Wow, we've got the Empress, female energy for sure. I think so. The Hierophant, the Judgment card. Yeah. I mean, that's a yes. That's a yes. Any reader would see it and say it for sure. Interesting. Yeah. Wow, we're going to really deep dive this whole situation. This is getting juicy for sure. But yes, to that question. Wow, good question. Yeah. Well, I think it's time for a sage break. I think that would be a good time. But yeah, send some more questions my way. Feel free. I'm going to scroll through right now and see who I missed as I'm lighting some sage. But yeah, we'll do a full episode on some others too. Smoke and Mirrors, it's similar to the entertainment show that I used to do. That's what this show is today. So if you guys would like to see me do other people, which I know you do, put their names down below the videos and I'll just start planning every week different shows. So this channel, remember, is all for you guys. It's not planned or conspired on what I'm going to do, and I'm not keeping any stories straight with other channels. This is all for you. You give me the requests and I will pull it up. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, for sure. And for those of you that are new, wait, I have to stop share here. Anyone that's new here and you don't know how to find me for a personal reading, because I do personal tarot readings as well as other readings, spiritual therapy and all of that, you want to go to arcanashores.net. And I'm going to put up that banner right now. Arcanashores.net. That's where you can find me for everything that you'd like to book one-on-ones. I have express readings as well. And that's when you send in 4 questions and then I make you a custom video just for you. So I'm going to put that little banner up for anyone that's new crossing the channel. There you go, arcanashores.net. That is my website. But yeah, you guys throw your stuff in the chat. Any requests for shows, people you want to see me pull cards on or just even talk about, let me know for sure. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, you guys. So I'm thinking for tomorrow, I just want to throw it out there. Tomorrow there will not be a show, but I will be back on Saturday, remember, for all signs reading. I will be doing all signs for the month of May. But yeah, arcanashores.net, this is my website. All my readings are here, birth charts, quantum human design, all of it is there. Very cool. And let me get back to the chat. Let's see what else is out there in the crowd here. Mama B, you have a lot of information. Thank you. JFK Jr. was said to be out of sorts with Jackie, and hearing she wasn't told Jr. was still alive makes Jackie's involvement in the death is true. Yeah, hey, that does pretty much piece together, doesn't it? Yeah, we're going to really deep dive this situation. I love mystery stuff and investigations of this nature, so we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to be doing a show very soon, possibly Sunday or something. I don't know. So we'll keep it rolling. But yeah, tomorrow, no show. I think I've already done 5 this week, so I try not to go over 7, but we'll keep it at 5 for this week, and next week, who knows, might be more. But let's keep it rocking. Thank you, Mama B, for your information. Very cool. Yeah, let's see. So any Trump questions you guys want to ask about our President Trump, feel free. I want to share a really beautiful photo of Trump and Melania here. Wedding gown and all on their wedding day. And they got married January 22nd. I forget what year. Darn. But I remember the date because I like that date. 122. 122 is a good angel number. Throwing that out there too. Because we're also going to have a contest towards the end of the show, which we're going to wrap it up in a little bit. I'll be giving away an express reading. So if anyone's interested in an express reading, so why don't we just do it now? So it's not 122. It's not their wedding date, 122. But choose a different angel number because I do have it in my head now. So let's just play it now. Throw an angel number in the chat, whatever angel number you think I am thinking. It is 3 digits. It's a 3-digit one this time. So if you get it right, I will pull you up on screen and you will be getting an express reading for free. And you'll just have to send in your questions to, oh wow, someone already got it. You guys are awesome and very fast. This was faster than the last time. So Lois Tressler, you have won. It was 144. So yeah, there you go. Go to the email. So my email I'm going to put up there. ArcanaShores.net. No, that's my actual website. Hold on a second. I have it here somewhere. Here we go. Nope, it's the wrong one. So anyway, it's starcanashores@gmail.com. There you go. So starcanashores@gmail.com. Lois, I would love for you to send in 4 questions, and then I will make you a customized video. It's a lot of fun, and I love doing it for all of you that have already sent yours in. It's so much fun. And you can ask anything you want. I've heard it all, so don't be shy. So there you go. That was a fun and fast game. But anyways, any questions for Trump? I'm going to pull them right now. I'm looking at the newest comments that have just come in. Hope W, will he go to jail? Let's take a look. Here we go. Are they going to do it just for show? Because he's not. The good guys are in control. But are they going to do it just for show as part of this whole play? Here we go. We have the world card. Let me take that beautiful picture down, but we can always put it back. All right, so the world card, and then we have the King of Wands and the 8 of Cups. So no, he's not going to be. So I don't think they're going to go that far with the storyline. But remember that the first arrest is biblical, and it's going to shock the world. So again, I don't think it would be much of a shocker if they did arrest him and, take him to jail. I don't think that'd be much of a shock. I don't think that'd be the shock of the world. I really don't. I think a lot of this chess play that's going on right now, this show that we're seeing, and that he's there and having to deal with these ridiculous Biden trials, right? Biden trials. So he's dealing with that, but it's all for show. It's he's not going to be arrested. 8 of Cups. It's going to be someone else, and it's going to be the shock of the world. Because that wouldn't be so shocking. I'd just be like, okay, well, we kind of, the normies would think, oh, ha ha, we saw that coming, but no, not at all. Marilyn, I want to address this one. So if you watched the beginning of the show, I did address that situation and why. So you might want to catch the beginning. So yeah, but thank you anyway for your input. But let's take a look in the chat here. Yeah, so let's take a look on this one. Does Trump's wife love him, or is she another Jackie O? So let's take a look. So Melania, beautiful Melania. And there's been quite a few interviews. If you look, it was around the time when they, got married and little Baron. There's a lot of interviews out there, and it's beautiful to see them together. There's one specifically, they were on Larry King, I believe, both of them, being interviewed about their relationship, and it was just so cute. And it would be very hard to believe that she didn't, by the way that she carried herself, the way she talked about Donald, just beautiful. So if you guys have time later, go look it up. Just type in Larry King interview, Melania and Donald Trump. It's very cute. And you can definitely see and get the intuitive vibe and pick up the energy. And you can answer this question for yourself. But we're going to do it with the cards because this is a show. So let's do it. Does Melania really love Trump? Here we go. How could you not? So here we go. 2 of Cups. So earlier, wait, I have sage on my tray. There we go. Okay, so earlier, who were we checking on? Oh yeah, you guys asked if JFK Jr. was married to Diana. So we asked, and remember I told you, if we're not getting the 2 of Cups, if we're not getting the Lovers, if we're not getting the 4 of Wands, then they're probably not married. This is a divine couple that is meant to be together. Okay, so yes, 2 of Cups, there is love. Cups in tarot equals love. Then we have the Fool card. Then we have the King of Cups. Wow, so that's beautiful. She actually brings him, immediately I feel this, she brings him emotional stability and a way of grounding him. The Fool card can be impulsive. It's an Aries energy, so it's a fire energy. He does have the Leo rising going on with his Gemini. So he needs a lot of grounding, and that's immediately what came to me. So she emotionally kind of grounds him and keeps him calmer when she's with him. So that's beautiful. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, they're supposed to be together. They have a lot of work to do even still. Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Swords, a lot of strategy. There's a lot of behind the scenes things that they're both involved in. They don't have to be side by side to do it. But she's a big help for him, more than we know, more than we can see. The 10 of Swords, so all the terrible things that were said to him and everything he's had to go through, all those terrible things and bashings from people that he used to trust and actually befriend that backstabbed him. That's what that 10 of Swords is. She's helped him pull out of that and feel whole and feel better about himself. Especially, well, now we go black. So my phone has gone black, but it will recover in just a second. It's a phone call coming through. But anyway, with the Wheel of Fortune and the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Swords. So all of that bashing, and what I was saying was everything he's gone through, the way he's been treated and still has overcome and has been strong. I feel like Melania has been a big help. She's been a big rock for him, for sure. So yes, the answer is a yes. Huge, huge yes. And I think if you ever saw this and saw this little clip, he would confirm that that is true. I do. I'm pretty confident in that. Let's see. Hybrid Melania. She's definitely a starseed, definitely galactic. Yeah, let's do some cards on beautiful Melania. Yeah. And I just love them together. I do. And I'm not biased, so I didn't change the cards. You guys saw them come out. So here we go. Now, I do have to mention, though, when I pull my own cards on my own self or a relationship situation, pulling cards with yourself for some readers like me, I can make it come out very pretty in the way I want it to be. So, yeah, for personally, no, it's not a good idea. But for other people, especially this stuff that I do every day, and for everyone else, it's great. It's just, if you're a reader, it's not the best to read for yourself. But here we go. Hybrid Melania. Is Melania a hybrid? Yes or no? Let's take a look. Queen of Pentacles. Her beautiful Taurus energy, Queen of Pentacles. She just had a birthday. And then we have the Magician. We have the Moon card. She's very intuitive, she's got psychic ability here. Let's put the cards up here. So that's a yes, Grand Slam, yes, she is a hybrid of some sort. Let's find out. We have the Queen of Wands. How cute. The Two of Cups coming back around. You know why? Because they're very connected. So we know that Trump is very galactic. King of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. She has a lot of Palladian starseed coming through, but I do feel she's a mix, though. I think she also has, and a lot of us are, most of us are, not just one starseed. But lots of Palladian energy for sure. There's that beautiful energy around children, littles, Six of Cups. Very nurturing, caring, loving, sweet. That's all Palladian energy. They're here to uplift humanity, nurture. They're all about love. But that she's so grounded too. But then she has a lot of fire and she has a lot of strong psychic ability. So yeah, a lot of that with starseeds. I mean, she's got a lot of fire too with the Ace of Wands. So I wonder what her moon and rising and all that is. Her whole chart, actually. I should do it. But she's got a lot of stuff going on. I feel like it might be Syrian with Palladian, you know. But that's what I'm getting for sure. Very cool. All right, guys. I think this is a wrap. I think we're going to continue this show. We'll do a two-parter to be continued because we're already running over an hour. So just so it doesn't get too long and people they won't watch a super long show usually. But yeah, let's wrap this show up and I will be back. I'll be back on Saturday. I'll do all signs for you and check on you for the month of May for 2024. And yeah, I'll be back on. I'll put together another show and we're going to look into JFK Sr. and see what really went down since we found some information out today that the way they said he passed was not the truth. So there you have it. All right, guys, I'll see you on Saturday. You guys take care of yourselves and talk to you then. Bye.